Sagittarius, cue the lights, cue the band, cue all the great stuff of the universe crowd surfing its way to your center stage. Because this month, my love, as if you didn't know, it's Sagittarius season, which means for many of you, it's your birthday. So happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Sagittarius who were born in December. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday, my beautiful Sagittarius, and to all the Sagittarians who had your birthday last month. I hope you had a great time. This is it. This is Sagittarius season, and this is a month where there are a lot of very, very, very big changes for you. So let's get to the cards as the first one hops out. Yeah, this nice card hopping out there. We're going to lay it down there, Sagittarius, and do what we always do. We'll wait on all the right ones to come out, and we'll talk about the energies in the meantime. So we've two cards going on there. So what is going on? Well, there's a lot happening. We'll begin with the fact that there's the sun in Sagittarius. So you're feeling energized, you're feeling alive, you're giving off a good positive energy, and people are noticing it. You're getting good responses from people. It's like everything you're saying, everything you're doing, people are paying attention to it. It's like you have a little bit of the Midas touch this month, Sagittarius. Everything you're touching is turning to gold. Yeah, that's really nice, and it'll be especially nice on December 9th when Mercury joins in that little party. Mercury saying, you know, this is a party, why didn't I get invited? And you're saying, come on, the more the merrier. This is a party after all. Keep coming, keep those doors open, let them all come in. So Mercury, your little buddy, is joining you alongside with the sun, your very big buddy, and you're going to be having a lot of brilliant ideas, Sagittarius, brilliant flashes of inspiration, getting back in touch with your ability to use your talents in a significant way, because Mercury is the very skilled part of ourselves. He's the communicator. You might find yourself talking a lot, getting your ideas put out there, brainstorming, suggesting things. And again, that thing, Sagittarius, is people are listening to you, and there's a moment of you saying, what? They're actually listening? They weren't listening before. Well, it wasn't your birthday season before. You had a kind of lot of heavier energy in the previous months, but now it's like, this feels like I'm back being able to say what I want, being able to share the ideas that I want to share, being able to be quite dynamic in what I'm communicating too. So for those of you who do communicate, you sell to clients, or you have a business, or you are involved with the public in some way, this could be a great month where it just feels that bit easier. You feel like, I can do this shit. This just feels good. So there's a very nice, very, very nice energy about that. And energy-wise in general, your energy levels will be just feeling a little bit more. They'll be feeling a little bit like somebody plugged you in or put batteries back into you, and you're saying, thank God for that. Thank God for that. It's been tough. Yeah, I know it has. Now, there's the other big thing happening, of course, this month. I'm sure you heard a little birdie somewhere on the internet perhaps tell you that your ruler Jupiter is switching sign, going out of Sagittarius and moving into Capricorn. Now, I don't know, for some of you, will that be a big yay? Or for some of you, will that be a big but time will tell. But I think the majority of you, it'll be feeling more like a big yay. And you'll say, why? Well, there's a huge bunch of energy happening in Capricorn this month, and that is in your second house. We've the usual suspects there. We've Saturn, Pluto. Now we'll have Jupiter. There's the new moon, solar eclipse on the 26th happening in there too. Venus is in there from the 20th onwards. Mercury has an appearance in there at the end of the month from the 29th. So there's a big, crazy party event going on in your second house, and you're saying, okay, so it's my birthday, there's a party in the second house. Have I been invited to this? Or if I am invited, what do I do? What do I bring? What kind of party is this? Will I know anybody there? Yeah, well, you will know a lot of people there. What you'll know is this new feeling, Sagittarius, that the second house is bringing for you, and that is a bigger level of confidence in general, in everything in your life. More confidence in your health. I know over the last period, some of you might have been feeling a bit slumped. Your health might not have been so great. Maybe having some weird stiffness problems. Maybe even for some of you, some throat problems or neck, shoulder tension, like tension problems in general. And now it just feels like there's an opportunity now for you to maybe deal with those issues better, where you can look at where your body might have been a bit tired or where it might have been a bit neglected somehow, and maybe fix that. Maybe speak to a professional, a medical professional, about how to heal certain things that have been really bothering you over the last while, and maybe even using the energy this month to finally go and speak to a therapist, a qualified therapist perhaps, about how to get your whole mind, body, soul, spirit package back in some sort of real positive and healthy alignment. So there's a lot of that going on, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health. The other thing I really feel strongly here, because there's a few things that'll happen, we'll get to the money bit too, because that's there too. But the other thing I'm really feeling here for you, Sagittarius, is this energy of having a real sudden mature moment. Now, you're quite a mature sign. You are mature in how you approach the life in general, but there's a real moment of a switch, going from how you nurtured yourself in the past to how you're making a clean break and saying, you know what, nobody else is going to take care of me. Nobody else is going to do this for me. Nothing positive is going to happen for me unless I be my own mom, I be my own dad, I be my own guardian, I be my own savior in some way, and make it happen. So there's a real force here of what I feel, Sagittarius, is of letting go of some negative nurturing. Now, that could have come from your childhood. It could have come from how you nurtured yourself after you left home. It maybe neglected yourself somewhat a little bit. And there's a feeling now of saying, I went through the longest period of just surviving, getting through life, surviving, coping, dealing, making sure that everything is just kind of okay. I've been surviving. And now this month marks a real moment where a door opens and you say, I'm walking through that door into that party where I'm no longer surviving, I'm thriving. And that's really big. I feel that so strong for you, Sagittarius. This thing of over the last while, maybe even the last 2 years, maybe shorter than that, maybe a bit longer than that, there's a feeling of, I'm not going to say living hand to mouth, maybe paycheck to paycheck, but a feeling of getting squeezed financially, getting squeezed with your pleasures, getting squeezed, that sounded a bit rude, I didn't mean it to sound like that, but getting like a reduction in everything, money being reduced, your ability to spend being reduced. There were too many things that had to be paid for. And even in terms of having fun, you'd go out and you'd have to pay for it, like you'd have to work double shifts the next time. Nothing came free. If I wanted something pleasurable, I damn hell had to pay for it one way or another afterwards. So there is a cost to everything. And I've learned it now. I've gotten very, very, very good at managing how to live through these moments where I don't have the type of money that I necessarily need to do what I want, where I don't have the free time to do what I want, where my body is kind of too tired to do what I want, where I don't have the energy to do what I want, or I don't have the support of people around me to do what I want. There's a feeling of where there was the lack, I survived it. But as I said, you're tired of that now. So tired of it, Sagittarius. It's like, it's not enough to just have enough. I've grown up a little bit here and I realize that I have to have something else on the side. Now, I'm not saying the lover on the side, I don't mean that, but I mean, I need to have maybe a second stream of income. I need to have money put aside for a rainy day. I need to go full steam ahead with my life and enjoy my life. But I have to not just be floating like a feather on the wind always. And you're saying, but that's what I like to do. I'm Sagittarius. I like to travel, come and go as I please. I love the independence. I love having that, I can do what I want moment, and I can live my life in a way that's purposeful and significant to me, which means that I can let go of the attachment to work, let go of the attachment to money, let go of the attachment to relationships and all that. Who am I going to be if I can't be that? It doesn't mean you can't still be that, but what it means is that you will expand that. You'll kind of go up a gear and say, I can still be all of those things, but I can also have a certain level of responsibility and back it up with something else. I can travel for maybe a couple of months of the year, but knowing that I have a job to come back to, or knowing that I can pay for this, or knowing that after I've spent all my money that I don't go into panic mode. There's a feeling of this thing of, I'm taking a better control over my ability to be free and live as I want to do. Because in order to have that freedom, I need to have a support backup plan. My support backup plan is my freedom. So that's why I'm saying there's a real leveling up happening for you this month, Sagittarius, where, and it might irk you a little bit because it might go contrary to some of your beliefs of wanting to just go through life as an experience. Don't be attached to work. Don't be attached. I want to experience life. That is my currency. Yeah. And to support that, then maybe you should also have currency to support that. It's not to stop you from doing what you want to do as a free-loving Sagittarius. It's to support you. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? So there's a huge energy in that. And I'm going to just double back a little bit here, Sagittarius, and talk about this thing of nurturing. You have the Sun in the first house in Sagittarius on December 8th, squaring off against Neptune in the fourth house. There is definitely some issue to do with either your nurturing, your childhood, how you were brought up in your childhood, or something to do with your family life in general, or your hometown that you came from. I get a feeling that something has to be made right there. There has to be an understanding. Either forgive it or accept it. There'll be a bit of looking back this month, Sagittarius, and saying, why did I not get the nurturing I should have gotten? Or why did I feel that I kind of slipped through the cracks a little bit with my family, or something, whatever it might be. And there's a moment of realizing that that actually does bother you. Whereas before you said, that's in the past, it doesn't bother me. That's over, that was when I was young, I'm an adult now, why should that bother me? But there is something that you need to go back and fix. Fix, more like make peace with. You either forgive it and let it go, or accept it and say, well, it is what it is, and move on. Definitely something has to be clearly examined, clearly understood, and it has to be put into a box and said, I've dealt with that. I don't have to have that affect me anymore. I'm also getting the feeling here, Sagittarius, something might come up. For some of you, it's family. For some of you, it could be even more specific than that. It could be your actual mother. Something coming up again that is a bit of a trigger for you, Sagittarius. And again, this thing of it has to be dealt with once and for all, and then you'll be much better off. But there's also this other thing of a redeeming moment for you, or a moment where you say, I was right. It took a long time to prove this, but I actually now know for sure that I was right about a certain family situation. Maybe from your past, from long ago. Maybe there was a family member that you accused them of something, or you called them out. Less accusation, more like calling them out on some bullshit. And over the years, perhaps, you're saying to yourself, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have been so insistent about that. Maybe I shouldn't have pointed my finger or called them out. Maybe I was wrong. Was I wrong? Should I have just shut up and accepted this? My life would have been easier if I just didn't see it or didn't point it out, if I didn't make it an issue. I made my life difficult because I called somebody out a long time ago in my family, and nothing was ever resolved, and it never sat right with me since. And this is a real moment that you understand what happened. And what I feel is you get a moment of saying, I was right. I was right. I was right. And there's almost that real moment of, well, what else did I doubt? What else did I doubt? And it was actually right. This is a real period this month, I feel, where it's the beginning of getting over this thing of overly doubting yourself. Because you didn't see the results before, because it didn't play out the way you thought it would play out before, it's like, I was right. Even though a lot of other people might have said, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. It just comes back to this, Sagittarius, of I was right and I'm never going to doubt that again. Never going to doubt that again. And because there's that feeling of I was right, that gives you this thing of confidence. And it also allows you to put some family thing or past thing finally to rest. That's very strong there. I know there's so much to talk about now. Money. Money is going to get quite good for you this month. It's going to start expanding for you. I feel there could be really new opportunities for you to grow your money, maybe even real lucky moments to do with money. It's happening. The whole money thing, it's starting to happen. It's starting to get easier. It'll go through 2020 getting easier. You won't have to be in survival mode so much anymore. And you'll start this thing of thriving, surviving to thriving. That's the major theme I feel here. I feel for some of you too, there are a couple of challenges coming up. That again, we'll talk about them when I get to the cards, I feel, because there's a lot with you. I didn't expect that as I put on the camera there, but I feel it. For me, Sagittarius, I can talk and talk about many things, but what I wasn't expecting is this big thing that's happening, and that is the vindication. It took me years. It took me years. But I knew I was right. Now what do I do with that? And it kind of doesn't matter in some cases what you do with that. It seemed to have been more important to get that moment of, I knew something was off. I knew something was wrong. I knew that had a bigger effect on me than I thought it did as I was going through my life. And I called bullshit on it back then, and I was told that I was overreacting. I was told I was wrong. I wasn't. And for me, actually, despite everything that's going on in the chart here in front of me, that seems to be the biggest thing. That seems to be your birthday gift. I wasn't wrong. I'll also say this, around the time of the full moon in Gemini on December 12th, there might be somebody that, again, this feeling of you didn't like them from the moment you spotted them, but yet somehow they're involved in your life through family, through friends, through the work that you're doing. And again, not being able to quite explain why you find this person very strangely off, very manipulative maybe, very controlling, and not being able to explain and maybe keeping it to yourself or being told, you're crazy, why do you think that? This person is wonderful. And again, I feel around the time of the full moon, there's that real eye-opening. I just keep hearing eye-opening moment for your birthday, eye-opening moment of, I was right. That person is an absolute major asshole. That person is a dangerous player. That person is a manipulative person. That person maybe is trying to infiltrate my group of friends, trying to infiltrate my relationship. That person is trying to have some level of subtle control over something here. And I called it out at the beginning, and again I doubted myself, or I was told I was wrong. So for me, For me, Sagittarius, sure, the money is going to start getting better. You're going to start thriving. The sun is shining on you. All of the good things happening. But that's not your gift. Your gift is that vindication. You were right. And never doubt that again. And there in that moment you get what I believe is your second house gift, the big Capricorn bunch of energy going on in there, saying, now you can ground yourself. Now you can start trusting yourself again. Now you can start trusting where you're going again. Trusting that you can build a solid foundation in your life again. Trusting that you don't have to neglect certain parts of your life again, because you'd allowed a little bit of neglect in corners of your life come in because you were doubting so much. If I was wrong about that, and I was wrong about that, and then what else was I wrong about? Maybe I'm just wrong in my life. Maybe everything about my life is wrong. Maybe every relationship I get into is wrong. Maybe every choice I make is wrong. Why try? If everything I'm feeling on an intuitive level here is wrong, then why keep trying? I'll just pack it in. It's all wrong. I'm off. There's something, the universe has stopped playing with me. I'm all wrong. Ding dong, here's your gift. Open up the parcel, and it's a big, you were fucking right. Excuse my language. You were right. And you should never doubt that again. Ever. 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 I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to start getting to the cards now, Sagittarius, because there are other things that are going to be happening, but we'll probably see it through the cards. And I don't think the other things that are happening are quite as significant as what we've, and there's the Sagittarius card, that they're quite as significant as what's happening here. Sagittarius getting its full power back. That's the vibe. Take care. No more neglecting your body. No more eating all wrong or eating weird, eating at strange hours. No more neglecting your physical body by working, or maybe not working enough, or some imbalance there. Start being the parent in your own life again. Start being the adult in your own life again. Not to say you were being childish. I hope you get what I'm saying. No more surviving. Start thriving. 2 more cards, my love. Yeah, the Hanged Man came out there. Let me just get one more. What a gift, though, for your birthday. What a gift. Because once you have that confidence again, and you start believing in all the visions of your life, you start believing in that judgment that you have again, then what the hell can stop you? Nothing. Nothing. And an unstoppable Sagittarius is quite the force to be reckoned with. Can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Don't stop me now. We're having such a good time. Let me get this one last card, your birthday card, the last one. It's taken its time coming out. 2 came out. Yeah, for your birthday, 2 cards came out. This one, the Tower, and you're saying, really? But then this one, the extra card that came out afterwards, the Ace of Cups, the big, big, big watershed moment, the big breakthrough, the big one that you've been waiting for, where you are totally bursting back open again, aflame again, alive again, with your truth and trusting in that and receiving a little bit of helping hand from the universe. Here's your gift. Hello. Wow. Sagittarius, let's go over now to your big grand birthday card. Ta-da! Overview. So let's do it. So we open up the month with you feeling like you've had a little bit of a triumph over something. I feel some of you have had a triumph over, let's say, a dispute with somebody, an argument with somebody. They could have had Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in air. That's Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. There could have been something quite off there where you felt that they had too much to say, or their opinion was a little bit too unwanted. It's like I keep hearing you talk, but you're not making sense. There's somebody in your environment, I feel, Sagittarius, who is a major bullshitter in some way. They talk. And maybe it is that person that you point out and say, I have a feeling about them. But because they're so likable, or because they're so, they've got so many people wrapped around their finger, I can't call them out. But you're going to have a success, I feel, right from the start of the month by, I don't know how it's done yet. I don't know, do you actually call them out? For me, it's more of a feeling of sit with it and watch. For me, it's the feeling of they will undo themselves. They will unravel their own bullshit. It's your birthday and gifts get opened. And I feel one of the gifts that's opening for you is like the big ribbon opening up on their bullshit, and it opens out and reveals it. I get the sense for many of you, it's like, I want other people to notice this person and their bullshit. It can't be just me feeling it. I can't keep insisting because people aren't buying it. They're not believing me. They're doubting me. So something has got to happen for this person to somehow reveal their manipulation. They are manipulative people, and they are quite devious in some way. And I just need other people to see what I see. But I think that's where the success is coming. You could be dealing with a person who is very unfair, somebody who doesn't really know boundaries, somebody who is quite lazy actually, but they get other people to do the running around for them. They just keep clicking their fingers and everybody runs around after them. They might play the victim, the poor me. All the while there's a gameplay on. And you're that feeling, how do I win through this? How do I make my family or my friends or my co-workers, my colleagues, or the people I care about see what I see? For me, it's sit back. Part of the gift is they will unravel themselves. Why am I getting a weird feeling like it's like the universe will step in and it's like they'll get a sudden surprise. And in that moment of surprise or panic, they'll reveal their true personality or their true motivations or something. And it'll be a weird thing that happens. I just get that, Sagittarius. It's like something weird will happen that you'll say, the universe did that. That can only have happened by some sort of divine intervention. That's how I get my success. This person is definitely a manipulator, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if there's strong sun, moon or ascendant energy in Cancer here. If it's not, then there's the feeling of a negative. Now, Cancers are very positive people, but on a negative side, for say low level energy of the Cancerian energy, you'd be dealing with a very moody person, a very manipulative person, somebody who uses other people for their own gain. But I see you turning your back on that. You're the one turning your back and saying, I'm not playing along with this. I'm not going along with this. This is very raw fire energy, say Aries style energy. And there's a feeling of you turning your back and saying, you're not fun. Even if you're having a birthday party or some sort of a birthday event, there's a feeling of, if these people are invited, if they're there, they're not fun. I don't want to be around them. Sure, they have to be at the meal or whatever. I'm not going to engage with them. I want to just do my own thing. Some of you might not want to do a kind of a birthday thing with people, maybe even with some family members, but it's like, I don't want that person to be there. I'd much rather go off and do my own thing. I'd much rather let my hair down and do something that I like doing. But I'm turning my back on them because if I turn towards them, I've got a major stick in my hand. I'm all dressed up for my party, ready to go for my Sagittarius season. But I have to turn away from them because if I look at them, I'll bash them. I will hit them with the stick. Hopefully not literally, Sagittarius. We don't condone violence here. But there's a feeling of, this is a magic wand. This is the magic of fire. For some of you, it's like Should I use my Sagittarius magic on them in some strange way, or however you would describe that? Should I create something that exposes a situation? For me, the answer is no. Keep your back turned to that. The universe is going to step in and do all the exposing. Now, totally on a different level, I will say this, Sagittarius, there's definitely something that you're brainstorming about this month, something very creative, something that you're very enthusiastic and fired up about. I want to do this, but it's very much coming from it's like, I haven't done this before. I haven't tried this before. It's something I'm very passionate about, but it's quite new to me. And there's a lot of brainstorming going on about, how do I make this happen? How do I create this as a business? How do I manifest this? How do I make it real? All the energy going into the second house. How do I manifest something? Take it out of the ether, take it out of my dreams, take it out of a wish and actually make it happen. How do I do that? I think you can do it very easily. It seems all that's required this month from you is to keep the fire lit under it. Keep brainstorming, keep the enthusiasm going, keep the adrenaline high for it, and keep encouraging it to become a reality in some way. Keep the vibe open, because I wonder, around the time of the full moon, you might be meeting people who maybe want to go into a partnership with you or a collaboration with you, or might have wonderful advice on how you bring something from a dream into a reality. There's also this feeling, again, with this card of trying to gain traction with a new sense of value in your life, the new values that you have. So there's that too. It seems to be a lot going on for you, Sagittarius, really, a lot. Now, coming in mid-month, there is a new opportunity. Definitely a new opportunity happening for you. To start from the beginning, I keep feeling this. This is not something that you're hopping in on that's already established. This is something that it is definitely from the ground up. Maybe you and somebody else this month brainstorming about, how do I do this? How do I take it from dream and manifest it, turn it into something real? Again, I think an opportunity comes for you to make that happen. You might have somebody who is silently supporting you, silently helping you, like somebody who has great advice or who has great knowledge about a certain subject, guiding you. They don't want to necessarily be in on it with you, but they will guide you, kind of be a mentor for you, be somebody who you can look to for inspiration. There is definitely somebody. Yeah, and I feel they probably want to stay behind the scenes a little bit. They want you to drive it. You're driving this thing, you're making it happen, but you certainly have at least one person who is giving you a huge level of support from behind the scenes. So that's very nice. Now, I feel here again, it's I want more, I want more. This is a card of force. You've got the wisdom. Now you want to thrive, as we said. I don't want to just survive, I want to thrive. I feel so, if some of you starting a new money-making project this month, or at least it's on the table. It's definitely on the table. Are you launching it this month? I don't know. I think that there's something in 2020 that will be launching for you that could be a major financial gain for you, but it begins this month. There we go. That's it. It begins. It is born this month. The Sag business baby is born this month. The Sag money-making machine is born this month. It is like Frankenstein's monster. The electricity comes down and you'll say, it's alive. Something is definitely being born this month, and it is to do with you making money, going from survival mode into thrive mode. It's happening. It's happening. Because I wonder, some of you need to save a little bit of money, because this is the marriage card. Maybe some of you need to save money to either buy a house of your own, get some property of your own, own things. own things. With all the energy in the second house, there might be a whole new radical shift in how you perceive this whole thing of owning things. Before you were like, I'm free as the wind, I don't have to have any attachment to possessions. Now you're reconsidering that. And again, like we said at the very beginning, I can be freer if I did own something. If I owned a house, then I'd be freer. I could maybe rent it out to somebody, let them pay the mortgage, and I'd be free to travel. But I'd always have something to come back to. So there's a feeling of, I need to get my plan together because I need something solid in my life. I need to begin owning a house, owning a second house, owning a business, having a nest egg in the bank, having always this thing of something to fall back on. I need something physical, something that I can touch, that will always be there for me. In some cases, some of you are saying, I depended on people a lot for that before, you know. I depended on people, but people are so changeable. They come and they go. They don't stay still. They get into relationships, they get out of relationships. They're my friend for a while, they get a job in another town, and then they move on. People aren't so fixed anymore. And you're saying, I did depend a lot on people staying put. People were my security. But because the way life is now and everything is so changeable, I have to switch tack a little bit and say something else needs to give me security. Now, that could be a system of faith. It could be a belief system, anything else like that, but it's tangible. It's something that you can always return to and always depend on. That's what you're generating. That's what's being born here this month. And that's what's going to thrive and flourish in 2020 and help you to thrive and flourish. Because if you see here, we've got the Queen and the King of Fire here in the reading. You've got the Queen, I don't know if you can see it up there, the Queen, sandwiched between the Queen and the King is the Sagittarius card. Growth, freedom. But your freedom comes because you have newer touchstones. You have to own something and be attached to something so that you can not be attached to anything. Think about that. I know that sounds like a total paradox, but that's the vibe. But you're getting your energy back, definitely getting your energy back. So for those of you putting your energy into business, owning something, tangible assets, this is where it begins. This is where it's born. But it's also where you seem to be reborn, Sagittarius. The King and the Queen sandwiching there between Sagittarius, or Sagittarius sandwiched between them. It's the feeling of get your royalty back. Remember your fire. Fire is noble. Remember to get your flow back. Remember to get your groove back on. You're being very supported by fire this month. Maybe Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, Aries or Leo might be very helpful to you, or a fellow Sagittarian Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. The fires are very supportive of you this month. They want you back. They want you to be thriving. They don't want you to be just surviving. Healing. Healing is coming to you. The fire is being healed. Fire thrives. Once a fire catches, it expands, it thrives, it makes more of itself. It keeps grabbing hold of something tangible, wood or other things that it can burn. It burns brighter because it has solid things to grab onto. Hope I'm not losing you here, Sagittarius. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what you need. To get that fire back, you must understand that you must have things to grab onto so that your fire can grow. You know? Now we're coming to the end of the month. Now I think the end of the month is going to be a bit of a weird moment where everything gets wrapped up, but not without a moment of, I have to go deep with this. I put my beautiful little Sagittarian toes into the water, maybe a little hand, an elbow, maybe I put my ear in, but I've been dipping into these deeper psychological waters this month, and I have been being in the curative waters. I have been curing myself through these healing waters. But at the end of the month, full immersion is needed. I need to really go deeper here. I need to stop listening to the crowd when they tell me I've been wrong, because it was so many people telling me I was wrong that I actually started to believe that I was all off, that my compass was off, that my psychic vibe was off, that my gut instinct was off. I'm not listening to any of those people anymore. I'm sacrificing listening to those people so I can get back to listening to my own core essence truth. And something needs to fall. Something needs to fall. This card is the card to do with family lineage. It's also a Jupiter card, and your ruler is Jupiter. There's something, I'm going back to that, something about your family, a whole belief or a whole moment that has to be dealt with once and for all. Are you going to get angry about it? Hopefully not to other people. Hopefully you can contain that a bit, and maybe you can use what you've learned to grow from it. That's why at the start of the reading I was saying take care of your health. For some of you, the thing you might be dealing with might need the expert help of a professional counsellor, a qualified therapist. It might. Don't kind of underestimate how big this might get. If it doesn't get to that case, or if you don't feel that's something you're doing, then just know that it's going to get quite deep, Sagittarius. Something about your past, something about your family, something about how you were wronged in some way, or you were told that you're the odd one out, you're the black sheep. It's your fault for insisting upon something. Now, a bunch of family members might side-eye you because for so long you called something out, or called someone out on their bullshit, or moved away, pulled yourself away from family, and you are again called the outcast, or there is something on those lines, Sagittarius. And your gift is having that real moment to let that go, because you're going to be healed. The last card, the unexpected card, we only need 12 cards, and we got this one 13. 13 is lucky, but it's also the number of death. So something is leaving your life, and it's not to be something to be scared of. It's something that it's almost like it helps you be born again. It helps you to be born again, and it helps you to heal. The cup of healing water, curative waters, healing you from the inside out, so that when you start your new year now from this month, that you're the one doing the nourishing, you're the one doing the nurturing, the healing. You're the one with a gentle hand taking care of your life, with a gentle hand taking care of your heart, with a gentle hand taking care of your emotions. You're doing that, and the universe will help you too. And maybe even your ancestors too might be helping you with this love and support from the other side, helping you to show you that you've a new expression of yourself that's vindicated. That's all I keep feeling, and that is your gift. Sagittarius, that was a little bit deep. I know there are big movements going on in the planets above and the skies above that are making big, powerful energetic shifts for everybody, and you're going to feel it in perhaps some of the ways we spoke about here. And as a birthday gift to you, I think it's marvelous, because it means something huge has been born for you, where you can let go of the past and be vindicated and start again in a more free way. And that's a beautiful birthday gift, you know. So my love, I'm going to leave it at that. As you know now, we did cover a lot of heavier energy, but to get into the real details, you know where to come by now, my love. You know to come to the VIMEO readings, the deep read. We talk about love for the couples, for the singles. We talk about money, big shift going on for you financially this month, positively. We talk about career, we talk about family, another focus there. We talk about friends and everything else that we don't touch upon here. We go right into it in the VIMEO readings, the deep read. They're linked down there below in the description box. Click into it and come along, my love, to see what's going on for your birthday season, to get into the details. And I'll leave it at that, my love. I'll see you over there at VIMEO. If not, have a wonderful, wonderful Sagittarius season. Happy birthday, my love. And I hope you're spoiled rotten. And as always, I'm going to leave you with all my love and all my best birthday wishes for you. And a great, great, great big birthday kiss for you. Mwah. Until next month, my birthday beauty. Bye.